broke my back.
What do you mean?
My back is broken.
Like a vertebrae?
Spinal.
How many people do you think know what that is?
If you don't, Google spinal.
Spinal.
That's all I have is just that word. Oh, Dan-Dans. We already got some Dan-Dans in the room who were here before we even got here.
These are the real.
Oh, shit. I forgot to kill the volume.
These are the for real Dan-Dans.
These are the for real grimy Dan-Dans. You know what I'm saying? Oh, what did I do?
Oh, shit.
Did I break it?
Oh, shit.
Now I got to restart because I fucked up.
Are we going?
Yeah, we're going.
Okay.
I just fucked up the whole world.
As long as the world is okay.
You know what I'm saying? So we got some Dan-Dans in the room already. And for the uninitiated, for the Dan-Dans who don't watch every week, this is WWE Raw Talks Live.
You got to initiate them.
Every Monday after WWE Raw, we go live on youtube.com/616entertainment. And we have a full recap and review of the show, which this week was #Raw Montreal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Before we really get into it, let's give the Dan-Dans time to go take a pee or whatever, and they're going to grab a drink. They're going to be ready for Raw Talks Live. Your hair is all fucked up this week. You got bad hair.
How dare you?
That's bad boy hair.
What are you talking about?
Get a swoop
What
going.
the fuck is wrong with
You know how Sam...
Fine.
That's not much of a swoop.
What if okay.
That's your fix?
I'm going to do the whole show.
Why don't you get your hand a little wet and do an actual swoop? I think that's the move here. There we go. Now you got a little bit going.
Oh, look, I'm Seth Rollins.
Check that out. Check that out, buddy.
Look at my shirt.
Look at that.
That's all wet.
Dude, you look tops now. That's a good look.
My shirt's all wet.
What are you going to do about it? Oh, boy.
It'll dry. It'll dry.
Let's talk about Monday Night Raw. Right off the bat.
Oh, let's do it.
Before we get into the opening segment, I loved Raw this week.
This was the best Raw in a long time.
Great show.
Best Raw since the Raw after WrestleMania.
Jazz James says, the artist kicked out of Cena's finisher tonight.
You're damn right.
Dan Perinsky, which is a name I don't recognize, I'm glad you're here with us, says, it's the summer of Dean, or Jeans, whoever you want. You know what I'm saying?
Summer of Dean.
So we got some Dan-Ins in the room. Where did we open? What was our opening segment?
Randy Orton.
What about him?
Was in the ring.
Sure was.
Talking shit about everyone.
I wrote down generic face promo. It wasn't doing much for me.
He had the energy up. He wasn't being like monotone. Because I think last week he was kind of, but he had the energy up, so that was good, I thought. But it was just generic.
Mm-hmm.
He was kind of focused on Roman Reigns for interjecting himself in like the feud between Randy Orton and Seth Rollins.
Real quick, Shayla Galenza, a.k.a. Christian, says, guy on the right looked like Sami Zayn, or is it just me? The green grass says, looked better before about your hair. So apparently I fucked your hair up.
What are you going to do?
I thought I was doing you a service. So Orton's in the ring, and he was just like, Payback is what I'm going to have.
Yeah.
2 Sundays from now, when I fight Seth Rollins, and Roman better not get my way. Cue the Dano.
Bano.
So Roman comes out. That was his theme music, if you don't know. Dan-Ants, everyone who's watching this right now, when you hear Roman come out, sing his music, be like, Dano.
Bano is his theme, is the title.
You can adjust it from there, but it's mostly a Dano Bano sort of thing going on.
I think that is the official title of the theme song, is
Dano Bano. Yeah. So Roman comes out, and he's basically like, Randy, I don't hate you, whatever. Yeah. I beat you at SummerSlam, so I'm capable of beating you. Stay out of my way because the title's mine.
Yeah.
Then who comes out?
The goddamn New Day. The newest day that ever was a day.
Talk about the New Day and what happened here. I need to go get something to drink because I got some dry mouth going on.
Drink this.
I don't want this bullshit. That's hair stuff.
There was never any hair in it.
But it was for your hair.
It was for drinking, and now it's over there. When you come back, you're going to have to pick it up for me because I need to drink that.
It's a hair tool.
It's my life.
Talk about the New Day.
Well, get the fuck out of here and give me my water back. Anyways, so the New Day comes out when Randy Orton and Roman Reigns are fucking talking shit to each other. And this was amazing. This was crazy. The New Day in the opening segment interrupting a main event status thing going on. Like, I loved that they are including the tag team champions in the main plot, the main storyline.
Yes.
You know, because that's one of my biggest complaints is that like it seems like all that matters to the WWE is the main storyline, and everything else is like just on the back burner. Like this, it almost sometimes it feels like it's not even in the same universe.
No,
this was like a crossover.
I definitely agree. They come out and the New Day is just like
it made it feel like it matters more. Like they're important enough to face off against these guys. I didn't mean to cut you off.
And they were handpicked by the director of operations, Kane, and that shows you that Kane has he has faith in them because those are the guys he handpicked to face Seth's opponents, who he needs to be fucked up.
Yeah.
So he was like, these 3 guys can go out there and they can fuck them up.
They'll fuck them up.
So that's why he went with them. The New Day is hilarious. I love when these guys get a chance to be on the microphone because they make me laugh every time.
And since they've turned heel, that's the best thing that happened.
Aaron Cooper says this show was awesome, and he's fucking right.
I agree. But yeah, because when they were faces, they were just boring. Like, they didn't let them talk.
No.
And when they did talk, they didn't say anything.
No.
And they were just like...
Jazz James says, Badango. I love that that's a thing. Dan, start saying Badango in your everyday life. When you do something cool, don't be like, awesome or whatever. You got to be like, Badango.
Badango.
You know, that's the move.
Hashtag.
So we hear that this is going to be a match now.
Look at this.
What are you doing? I had your hair so nice.
I think it looks fucking sick ass.
It does look kind of cool. Dan, chime in. How does his hair look now? Does it look sick ass like he said? We went to commercial before the match started, and we saw the commercial that's about 10 years too late where Taco Bell is cashing in, or Arby's, whatever. Some fast food chain is cashing in on the viral N64 kid video. And that fucking kid, they show him current day, looks exactly like The Miz. He looks just like The Miz. Go back to your DVR when this show is over, watch Raw, get to that commercial, and that's the goddamn Miz.
I see the similarities, but I don't think it's exactly.
The Miz wasn't on Raw tonight. What does that tell you? He was live in the Taco Bell studio doing that commercial. It's not Taco Bell. It's somebody else. But
here.
What? Aaron Cooper says, AC 1995 on W Figs, by the way, guys. I don't know who you are, but I'm glad you're here, so you're officially cool in my book.
Welcome.
You know what I'm saying?
Glad to have you.
I'm spending too much time around there, so if I don't recognize you, it's not my fault. Yeah. It actually is kind of my fault.
I never go on. I don't remember.
You've never even been there. So the crowd loves Randy Orton. They're all about Randy Orton. And it's not just like they were not for Roman tonight. The Montreal crowd, first of all, they fucking sucked. But they were not very big fans of Roman. So Roman's in the ring. He's facing off with all 3 of the New Day, what have you. And so they start chanting, we want Randy. And when Randy comes in, he doesn't just get that one big pop of like, oh, yeah, Roman got the fuck out of here. Now we're happy. They loved him throughout this whole match.
Yeah, they sustained that cheer.
That shows you in this crowd that was full of smarks tonight. Like, even JBL was like, what is this the night after WrestleMania, Maggle?
Yeah.
You know, they were with him all night. And I just want to say, Randy Orton's stomp is fucking number 1. Like, he doesn't do the Garvin stomp, they call it anymore, where he, like, stomps your arm, then your leg, then your other leg, then your other arm, and then your head, where he goes around your whole body. He was just doing, like, one big stomp tonight, and the way he jumps and plants his fucking foot makes that move look amazing. It makes it look like, oh, shit, he just smashed that dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was happy with Randy's performance tonight.
I was happy with everyone in this match's performance. I thought it was a good match. It was own show.
You can't just throw Tim and Eric references in there that don't make any sense.
I can't do.
Oh, I guess you're right. It's not just up to me. You're your own person.
You're goddamn right. So when the match started, we both said we hope they don't get squashed because they're the tag team champions. They should not be. They should at least put up. It should at least be competitive. But knowing the WWE, that's not. They don't always make the right choice.
Mhm.
So I was a little worried because at first Xavier Woods was in there and he was getting beat up and he couldn't get anything going.
Who shaved his beard and is looking nice and handsome, by the way.
He was handsome with the beard.
He was, but I like the fresh new look.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely. So yeah, he was in the ring for a while, getting beat up. He couldn't get out. He wasn't doing anything. I was a little bit like, oh, this is worrisome. But then he finally got the tag. He tagged in Big E. He started beating up Reigns. Kofi and Big E were kind of double teaming him.
Mhm.
It was a very back and forth, which I liked.
It was.
And then the fucking New Day ended up winning.
The New Day did end up winning, which made me very happy.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And they didn't even cheat to win. They won because the other team just fucked up.
You're right. Yeah, I was going to say
like
that.
they looked really good to the point where even Michael Cole or someone, whoever it was like, the New Day is working like a well-oiled machine here tonight, like complimenting how good they were being as a tag team. And they didn't cheat at all, which normally I might complain about. Like, if they're fucking bad guys, make them be bad. But in this one, they just put up a good fight against two of the top, like, 5 guys in the company.
Yeah.
And then they won because the other guys fucked up. And I thought that was awesome. It made the tag titles look strong. Made the New Day look strong.
No doubt.
I was a big fan of it.
No doubt about it.
So Christian, a.k.a. Shayla Galenza, said, did I say Montreal sucked? And I replied, no, Montreal does not suck. These fans sucked. And it's not Montreal. I believe it's Montreal. I believe when you stress that O, you're kind of fucking up. The people who are there say Montreal. Christian, am I right? Let me know. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, they suck because we're in the middle of this tag match, which I think is a good match. It's star-studded. The tag team champions are in it. And I hear a JBL chant going. And it's like, okay, I understand the JBL chant when it's like, when they do like a Rosie O'Donnell versus Donald Trump match, which you didn't watch back then. You're lucky.
That was a real thing?
Yeah, and the fans were chanting TNA live on Raw.
Were they both there?
No, it was Ace Steel as Donald Trump and some fat lady as Rosie O'Donnell.
Well, that's kind of funny.
Like, if they said, we're going to do this match, it'd be like, oh, that's funny. But then when they did it and it was like 9 minutes long, it wasn't fucking funny. But, so they're chanting JBL during what was a good match, just disrespecting the guys in the ring, and then a fucking CM Punk chant starts. Not only does CM Punk not work here, but we're hundreds of miles away from where he even is right now.
And
shut the fuck up with the CM Punk chant.
It's been over a year now.
It has been over a year, and I love Punk, and I will always like Punk. I think Punk is a great guy and a great performer, everything. But shut the fuck up. He has nothing to do with this. You're disrespecting the guys in the ring, and you're a fucking mark.
It doesn't make any fucking sense.
You know what I'm saying?
Shut up.
So that was a problem to me. The other problem I have is, can we end, and I've said this before, can we end the fucking what chant?
Yeah, it's
can we get rid of that? What? It was annoying 15 years ago. It hasn't even existed that long, and it was annoying then. You know what I mean?
That's really
Let's
annoying.
fucking get rid of that. So where we go from
abolish it. We had Rollins and Kane backstage. I was eating pizza, so I didn't write anything down for this.
Yeah.
Oh
my goodness.
What?
We've got a major problem on our hands.
What?
I don't think I asked anybody the preliminary question.
What's the preliminary question?
Oh
my God! This isn't even valid.
I can't.
This is all void. We got to start over.
We got to start the whole show over because I totally forgot that I was supposed to ask anybody.
Hey, Mike, make sure everyone has brown gloves. Does everyone have brown gloves? Dude.
I can't believe none of the Dan-Dans in the room questioned where the brown gloves were. Oh, my goodness. Dan-Dans, I'm disappointed in all of you. This is clearly all your fault.
This is a botch job, botch toe.
For the uninitiated, what we do on this show is called WWE Raw Talks Live. Every Monday after Raw, I'm just playing. You know what I'm saying? So you didn't write down anything because you were eating pizza.
Yeah. I don't remember what they talked about.
They basically talked about Kane was like, you're going to be facing Dean Ambrose. And you said, well, you want to fight him with one hand behind your back? You want to tie your feet together? If you're so good, you should be able to, whatever. He barred J&J from ringside.
Of course.
And then
because they shouldn't be.
He said, they didn't even cause the interference last week. Kane, you did. And I thought of a great line. Kane should have said, fine, I'm banned too. I'm banned from ringside. I won't be there.
That would have been great if he said that.
I think that would have been big time cool. So basically that was it. Kane just set up Dean versus Seth.
That's what I figured. I remember it was a short, quick thing, but I couldn't remember.
You and I continue eating pizza. We go to commercial. We come back, and Ryback is in the ring with one of the prettiest ladies in the whole world, Renee Young.
Oh, I didn't write that down either, but I remember this one.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
He was talking about that big boy Bray Wyatt.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I had a brain fart there. And he was like, I don't know why Bray Wyatt came to fuck me, but I'm gonna fuck Bray Wyatt. And the crowd wasn't.
Oh,
Is that what they were
chanting?
saying? Okay,
Yeah.
I couldn't understand what they were saying.
And so Ryback, like a fucking veteran, handled this perfectly.
Yeah.
Where he was like, the big guy loves you too.
Yeah.
Like, kind of being like, I know you guys are shitting on me right now.
Yeah.
And like, he being sarcastic at them. And he was just like, what if I ignore you? You're just going to keep doing it. And then after that, they started chanting, feed me more. And I was like, dude, he just totally won that.
As soon as he acknowledged it, they started cheering.
And you want to know why it is? It's because when a crowd of fucking marks, I'm just going to keep calling them that because when they act like this in unison, it bothers me. When they disrespect the guys in the ring, they're bullies. They are like 20,000 bullies in one.
Yeah.
And that's what you do to bullies. No. Or they're just like that irritating kid who, when you give him attention, stops doing the thing he was doing because all he wanted was the attention.
Mm-hmm.
And Ryback was smart enough to know that, and he totally turned this crowd for him. And I thought that was fucking awesome. And I was very impressed with his instincts.
Pro.
Christian says, do we have Instagram? I do not have Instagram. Several people have told me that I should get one just for it to be another thing that says 616 Entertainment, another way to spread shit around. I'll make one soon. I'll make one in the coming days. So if 616 Entertainment isn't taken, that's what mine will be. You know what I'm saying? Keep talking about Ryback.
Well, I mean, other than that, I don't know what else. He called out Bray Wyatt, and then Bray Wyatt came on.
He basically said, Bray, you fucked up.
Yeah.
I don't know what your problem is with me, but I've earned where I am right now. I fight because I'm a fighter.
Yeah, exactly. Now you got a problem. Then Bray Wyatt gets on there and goes, I'm the face of fear.
Mm-hmm.
Fear me, you cocksucker.
You put so many words in dudes' mouths tonight. So Bray comes on the screen and just cuts another cryptic promo.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I don't know what the fuck he's saying. And at this point, I'm over it.
At least we know who he's talking to now. But he's been fucking calling him out like 6 weeks already. Can they just wrestle now?
They're going to do it at the pay-per-view.
Can they just have a fucking match? Jesus Christ.
Adam DeVries says, peace out. System, I didn't even know you were here. Thanks for coming, I guess. We love you, dog.
See you next week.
I'm over the whole Bray Wyatt thing. Comes out and he cuts a good promo and he delivers it well. I don't know what the fuck he's saying. I never know what the fuck he's saying other than I'm going to fight that guy because I don't like him.
Right.
I'm going to fight that guy because I'm crazy and I feel like that's the guy I need to fight.
Yeah.
I don't think Bray Wyatt has ever been in a feud that had any meaning other than Bray being like, I'm crazy and I'm mad at you. And give him a fucking reason. What is his reason for anything? He wanted to prove that he's the new face of fear against The Undertaker. He lost. He wanted to prove that...
He's still calling himself that, though.
Like, Dean Ambrose is a piece of shit and I can beat him. And then they had 3 shitty matches. He wanted to prove, Jericho, you go and you do all these other things and you're a piece of shit. And then he lost one of the matches and won 2 of them.
Yeah.
I'm just...
The John Cena one is the only one I can think that made any sense.
Did it make sense?
Yeah,
it was him saying, John Cena, I'm going to make you mean.
Yeah,
and then he didn't make him mean and he lost.
Well, he failed.
Yeah.
But his goal was clear.
Did you just rip a fart? I think you're a liar, liar, pants on fire.
No.
Liar, whore.
No.
That's you. So that's where we went with this. That's how we move forward this feud this week. Where we go next, Dan? We're moving at a blistering pace this week.
That's good. Kane and Cesaro were in action against the Ascension.
Certainly were. Keep talking. Don't look at my shit.
I wasn't looking at your shit. First time we've seen Ascension in like 6 months, it feels like. When is the last time we saw the Ascension?
We saw the Ascension about a month and a half ago. And they came out and I think they lost to someone.
I don't remember at all.
This was a good match.
It was a good match. They didn't get squashed either. It was competitive. But they did lose. But that's fine.
Josh Spears says the toothless one speaks for the artist.
Who's the tooth? What's that?
I don't know. I have all my teeth.
I got pretty good teeth. I never needed braces or nothing.
I had braces. And they sucked.
Yeah.
They weren't fun. Who's the toothless one?
I don't know.
Josh, who's the toothless one? I want to know. Continue.
Am I the toothless one?
No, because why would you speak for you?
I don't know.
Fuck him.
You
The
think
upper
Ascension-
cats, the fat cats, whatever they are over as fuck.
They are.
And granted, we were in Canada.
True. Kid and Natalia are both from Canada, right?
Cesaro is Swiss.
So,
but fucking, I just want to talk about how awesome the spot was where Cesaro was uppercutting
and he just kept going
back and forth to the post-European uppercut,
and then the ring post cameras got an awesome angle of that.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me how much I've enjoyed their matches more now that they've stopped wrestling the Usos every week.
Because the Usos suck. Sorry, Usos, I know you're watching, but I'm not a fan of yours. Stop using all of Jeff Hardy's moves. Steve says they lost to Lucha Dragon Boys. Oh, I guess that was their last match.
Ascension?
Josh Spears says fart. Burnout Inc. says Ascension have been losing to the Lucha Dragons, and he has a point. Now that they're saying this, I do remember these things. Christian says they had a match last week against Kalisto and Sin Cara, which are the Dragons. Steve says me, because Toothless was a dragon, and I like lizards. We're getting off track here, and that's a problem.
Okay.
The Upper Cats, whatever we're calling them, I'm calling them the Upper Cats now. They are the best tag team in the company. I'm not even going out on a limb. I believe it wholeheartedly. They're the best tag team.
I think that's true. I mean, like, as far as like skilled wrestlers, like who most talented, definitely. And that's not to talk shit on any of the other guys, but I mean, Cesaro's fantastic.
He is fantastic. As is Kid.
Tyson Kidd is great. Probably the most entertaining. Well,
with the Dragons, I would say, and I like the New Day as well.
The New Day, yeah.
Burnout Inc. says it was nice seeing the Ascension. I want them to lose the pain and the shoulder pads and just be a dominant team again. I don't have a problem with fuck it, get rid of the paint and the shoulder pads. He's totally right. Like, give them personality. They need something. I want them to have a cool gimmick and cool gear.
Yeah.
But how do you feel about that? How do you want them to be handled? Are you cool with them the way they are now?
Well, I'm not cool with them the way they are. I don't mind the silly gimmick, but I feel like if they would like make them look better and just have them win a few matches, well, then that would be handled better.
They won like 2 matches, bro.
Against the fucking Road Dogs or whatever.
The Road Dogs, and that was a long time ago.
It was at like I don't even know what. That's the only match I can remember them winning. I think they won one other match, but that's the only one I can remember. But no, I don't mind the shoulder pads and the paint. Like it's silly, but I guess there's a place for that. And like it's characters, you know. Like I think there's too much.
But they don't even have characters, though. They just have that gear. Like, we don't know why they're wearing that fucking gear, or why they have the all-seeing eye, or the red fucking paint.
Okay.
We don't know anything about them.
All right, then keep the gear and just embrace it more. Like, talk about the fucking Illuminati or shit. Like, at least it's a gimmick.
Christian is marking out over Burnout Inc. being in the room. So let's just take a second to give some love to Burnout, who also says Cesaro and Kid are really great. WWE will most likely break them up soon, probably because Natty will start the farting gimmick again, and it'll drive or blow a wedge between he and Kid.
What's the farting gimmick? I think you told me about this.
Natty had a gimmick where she just farted. Where, like, she would be backstage, like, with Mickey James, and they'd be like, oh, let's do our pre-match workout. And they would do jumping jacks, and they'd just be like, 1, 2. And then Mickey would just be like, I'm going to leave now. And then Natty would be like, oh, I did it again.
Why is everyone so uncomfortable around Natty farting?
Because, I don't know, she's a pretty girl and she's farting, and the fact that she's not farting on purpose, like they were all slipping out like old lady farts. Like that old lady who walks through the shopping fucking center, and every step is like,
what?
Like the walking
It just makes it so much more awkward that...
I think there was a part backstage where she was doing an interview, and then she, like, it might have been silent, and then the interviewer smelled it and he left, And then someone came walking down the hallway and just like passed out because they walked through the fucking.
Oh, there's that bad.
I guess so, dude.
That must be pretty bad. I think they should bring that back.
Steve says Natty's gimmick was my real life. Burnout says, what if Bray recruits the Ascension? I don't think that's going to happen. And you know what? Don't let Bray recruit them because he's not going to give them a fucking point. He hasn't even given himself a fucking point.
Oh, yeah.
So don't put them together. I don't want that. Where do we go from here? I believe it was Seth Rollins versus Ambrose.
Yes. Yeah, this was great.
Now,
This was
before...
super cool.
Let me take a sip of my drink because I got dry mouth going on.
I'm on water.
I'm on the phone with my dad. And I put him on speakerphone so the artist can hear what he's saying.
This was so fucking funny.
My dad is at a point in his life where he doesn't really get wrestling anymore. Where he'll call me when Raw's on and just be like, Seth Rollins is a fucking asshole. He's a dick who didn't earn anything. He's just like Triple H. And I'm like, Dad, that's the point.
He basically stole the belt.
Yeah. And Kane knows it. And like he just doesn't remember that it's a character, it's a television show. And so I'm like
doesn't have any appreciation for anyone.
Dean Ambrose starts coming out and he goes, I don't think I like this guy either. He's a greasy punk. Yeah, you know what he is? He's an ugly Russell Crowe. I wrote down ugly Russell Crowe. What did my dad say about Seth Rollins? He wouldn't wipe his ass with Seth Rollins if he was the only thing around. Oh. Which is such a weird situation to put yourself in. But he wouldn't do it. So anyway, you guys can listen to my dad on the 616 Entertainment Podcast, episode 52. And that one was such a blast. I'm so happy.
I wish he'd stay up later so we could get him
on this show. He'd be like, Kane is finally starting to stand up for himself, and I don't know why he ever listened to him. He could break him in half. He's 7 feet tall. Like my dad was talking about Kane, he was like, his fingers are thicker than my wrist. Oh, man. So everyone should go listen to that one. Josh Spears says, girls don't fart, so that was unrealistic. Josh Spears, you don't have a lot of girlfriends.
I got a news for you. Girls fart.
He says, I wish I was your dad because wrestling would be so fun.
Oh, man.
We would have a much different relationship, Josh and I, if he was my dad. You know what I'm saying?
If he was your dad?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, he'd be your dad.
Dean versus Seth. Kane comes out and he says, if Dean wins, it's now a fatal four-way match at Payback. And I was like, so obviously Dean isn't going to win. This is just to make this be important.
I wasn't so sure, though.
This is one of the best Raw matches I've seen in a long fucking time.
Big time. This
match was so fucking good. So fucking good. Tell me about it. It was great. Yeah.
I didn't really write down anything about the match specifically.
Mm-hmm.
So, how you doing?
Talk about the fucking show. What is wrong with you? Everyone says my dad is the man.
I know.
Thank you. Go listen to that episode. Man. Episode 52 of the podcast. You'll fucking love it. Talk about the match. You don't have anything to say about this stellar match.
I didn't write anything down about the specifics of the wrestling.
I didn't either, but I remember it was a great match. I remember the spot where Seth gives Dean the running powerbomb outside the ring, and that fucking hurt. And that was a great spot.
Yeah.
And they started doing the back and forth where Dean would punch, and the crowd's like, yeah, Seth punches, and they're like, no. And they didn't even let the fans like get too into it. They did like 2 back and forths, and all of a sudden Dean just took the fuck over and started smashing him. This match was back and forth the whole time. I fucking loved it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe you have nothing to lend to this conversation. It was the best part of Raw.
I know.
This is your worst performance as a co-host.
Well, I don't know where you're from.
I got to call Sam Fricke because this is unacceptable. Steve Schneider is next in line to take your spot.
Yeah, no one's ever taken my spot. No one is ever going to host this show.
Christian says this gave the Payback match more importance, and I agree.
Well, duh.
I didn't think it was going to happen because, in my opinion, if you take the 3 members of the Shield and you put them in a triple threat match for the title, that's a WrestleMania main event. And I think just the way you can build that about, they were the 3 members of the most dominant team of all time in WWE who single-handedly shut out Evolution 2 times and all these things. That is huge, and they could do that. So I'm like, they're not going to give this away. Like, Orton's there too. You know what I mean?
Right. So it's like you.
So it's not the straight up.
No, like
all the elements are there.
The all Shield main event.
Yeah.
Will have more of an impact when it's just those three. You know what I mean?
I agree.
So Randy being there, and obviously Seth is going to retain the belt. I think.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Mm-hmm.
He's going to keep it for. I don't know.
He's going to hold it for a while.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I definitely think that this makes this match so much more interesting, but I don't think it quite gives away.
It makes it much more interesting. There's so many more things that they can do here. I'm very happy that Gene's Ambrose.
I love Dean, so I'm glad that he's.
I don't love Dean, and I said last week that I was starting to have an epiphany of just like, is this guy not that good? Because he hasn't done anything in a long time that's had me go like, wow, that's why this guy's here. Like, he's good and everything, but I was starting to get to the point where it's just like, show me something. Like, and it's also on the writers too, not just Dean.
Yeah.
But when he gets out there with Seth and they have a one-on-one, they fucking tore the house down.
He's had some like boring matches, but I've also seen him have fantastic matches. And so I do like Dean a lot, and I like when the Shield first broke up and him and Seth were feuding, I thought those were great matches.
Yeah.
When he had his match against Cena for the U.S. title and the Open Challenge.
But what you did right there is you just skipped over like 3 months, which was 3 months because of him with Bray.
I know,
and
but
he was doing fucking nothing.
Yeah, but there's a lot of guys that have like bad stretches like that.
I know, but as Dean is one of those guys who's revered on the internet, and I just wanted, I wanted more from him to give me that feeling back because he's had it before, and he fucking showed up tonight.
He did big time.
And granted, he was in the ring with a guy like Seth
Rollins,
who I've said before can have a great match with a fucking empty bucket. But you know what I'm saying. Jazz says Dean's character lacks depth, and I think he's totally right. Dean doesn't really have a character. Oh, he's unstable. That just means angry. Like, oh, he's a little weird.
He's just an angry boy.
If he gets mad, he'll fight.
Like, and I liked when, like, recently when they had him, like, going for titles. Like, he wanted the Intercontinental title, and then he challenged for the U.S. title. And then it was like, it went from that to Luke Harper put me through a table, so now I'm mad.
Yeah.
But now he's in this match, which, think about it, I don't even think he was expecting for that to be the stipulation. Kane probably just came out, and Dean was like, oh, shit. That's pretty cool.
What are you, my dad? This whole thing is totally real. So from here,
if you're thinking about it like that.
So from here, we've got Rusev versus Dango. That's what I wrote down.
I accidentally...
Not Budango.
But I accidentally wrote the first time Fandangi.
What does that mean?
With just Fandango with an I at the end.
Who is Fandangi? Is that his long-lost brother who died in a fire at his parents' funeral home?
See, he was dancing on a stage.
Yeah.
Or a table as kids. And he fell off and broke his neck. Fandango now dances for his tribute to honor his dead broke neck brother.
This adds so much depth to the Fandango character. When do you think they're going to roll out that detail on live TV?
Hopefully soon.
I think maybe that's why he started a thing with Rusev tonight. Because he's like, Rusev, you're Russian. My brother fell off a Russian stage made of Russian wood. You built that stage. And Rusev was like, you know?
It was Rusev's dad who made the stage.
But where's Rusev's dad?
I haven't thought about it.
So the only thing I wrote down about Rusev versus Fandango is Lana is over huge.
Lana's so huge.
Which everyone fucking knows.
She did this. She started doing the dance. And I liked it. I thought she was a great dancer. She was doing this, and she got a little midriff. Yeah. Did you notice that?
So you're just happy to see Lana.
I'm just commending her dancing.
Yeah.
But it was cool to see her like indulge a little bit instead of just being like the fucking bitch that she usually is.
I think you're getting a little extreme with your opinions now.
No, that's the point though. She's supposed to be that.
Yeah.
I'm not criticizing her.
Now you're backpedaling a little much.
I'm not backpedaling.
We got to give you a personality boost. Are you ready?
Who's this?
I got to give you a shot. Give me your neck. How do you feel?
That's better.
I thought so. This match meant nothing.
No.
Fandango actually
Of course
got
not.
in way more offense than I thought he would.
Yeah.
He looked pretty good. He even had Rusev on the outside, kind of fucked up at one point. Almost had that count out going for him.
Mm-hmm.
The referee is counting, and Fandango throws him back in the ring. And I was like, well, that was a fucking mistake. But if he's a good guy, he's not going to want to win by cheating. But a smart guy would leave Rusev on the outside, you know?
Yeah.
So I didn't think that was very good.
That's not even really cheating, though. Yeah, so she does the dance. Rusev says, "Fuck you, Lana, you sellout, bitch." And then she leaves. She went back to this backstage.
Wait, you're saying he did that after the match?
No, during.
Okay, he called
Oh,
her a
he did.
sellout bitch during the match.
I don't speak Russian.
Yeah, you
So
just
I'm
imagine.
paraphrasing.
That's what she said.
And then he won. He
Okay.
tapped out Fandango.
Yeah.
With the accolade.
And it was at that point that they mentioned that tonight we were getting the John Cena Open Challenge, which I forgot was the thing.
It's one of my favorite things
It's
about Raw.
my favorite part of Raw, and I forgot that it was going to happen. Josh wants me to admit that Fandango was shining. And I'm just going to say, there was a slight glimmer.
What do you mean shining?
He was fucking out there, and he was shining. You know what I'm saying? Give me your best dance right now.
Like a Fandango dance?
No, just dance in general. What the fuck was that? I'm going to give you one chance to redeem yourself. Go ahead. You need to go to the hospital.
I can't dance.
I think I gave you
in
too
a
much of
seat.
that shot.
I can't dance in a seat like this.
Yeah.
Look
He
at it,
says
come on.
Fandango would never take the coward's way out. Fandango is a man's man, which I think Fandango was anything but a man's man. Fandango is an extreme ladies' man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he proved it.
With who?
I think he had all the ladies, remember?
Yeah.
He had
and even-
Summer. He kicked Rosa to the curb. He kicked Summer to the curb. He kicked Rosa to the hot dog curb.
And he kind of.
Did we just forget about the whole Rosa thing? Didn't she align with someone new? Adam
Yeah,
Rose?
Adam Rose.
Good. They're
And
both fade away into obscurity. We don't have to see them anymore.
Also, Fandango, he kind of got Lana to do it. I wonder if Lana wanted some of that Fandango.
Whoa.
I hope that team up doesn't happen, though.
You don't want that to happen?
No.
Why not?
Because Lana shouldn't be with Fandango. That's going to kill her.
Steve says, I
That's not
heard
gonna
Mike
kill her.
Artis was a dancer. You just break your neck? Just Seagal yourself?
I'm not a dancer. I didn't pay to learn.
What he's referring to, Dan Nance, is a special video that we recorded together that was called Dancer. That was fucking fantastic. That you can check out on YouTube. I don't think this chat allows me to post links. You know what I'm saying? So what the Dan Nance should do in the meantime is like this video, share the link, and subscribe to this channel so they can go watch Dancer later. Because that's the move. That's what you want to do. See, they won't let me post links. It's my fucking chat. They won't let me post links. It's bullshit.
How dare you tell us what we can and can't do?
Josh says, dude, check out those straight out of the 80s. You read it because I fucked it up.
Dude, check out those straight out of the 80s paint splashed pants. Dude is a man to the T.
Josh, I have a very similar pair of pants to those. I haven't worn them in a while.
You got purple pants on right now.
I do. I'm wearing purple pants. Should we show the Dan-Ans?
I don't care.
Hold my foot.
It smells, though.
I don't know if they can see them. I'm going to fall. Back bump.
What was that sound? He broke something. Oh, he's dead. He cracked his skull. There's blood all over. Well, it was a good run while he was alive, but well, he's dead now, so what the fuck?
What's up?
Oh, he's back.
So from here, Truth versus Stardust.
Stardust, a.k.a. Cody Rhodes. Don't call him Cody Rhodes.
Christian says, I watched Dancer. Ha 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 ha. Did
Just
you
now?
enjoy it?
You should, or not. It's okay if you don't. Did you see that? We got the purple pants were in the shot.
Why are you watching our video?
It just popped up. I just saw it. I just noticed the pants because they were so bright and purple. Stardust has got a bag.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was a bag of glass.
Bag of glass. bag of glass. No Texas Nigel Bravo, for the Danians who don't know the story, brought a bag of glass to a freelance wrestling show and tried to get the wrestlers to use it in the ring. They did not use it in the ring. So Nigel went down to the ring while the match was still going on and took the bag of glass out of the ring and then looked up at us and showed us that he got his bag back.
Yep, he still has it too.
What a great man. You know what I'm saying? Tell me about Truth versus Stardust.
So he comes out with the bag. The match was okay. It wasn't anything special. Stardust keeps crawling to get the bag, and R-Truth keeps fighting him away. R-Truth was kind of winning, I felt, a little bit. He kind of had the upper hand. And then he was like, I wonder what's in that bag. I bet if he came out here and he's going to try to beat me with the bag, I bet I could use it against him. And he opens it up, and it's full of spiders. And
real live spiders.
Crawling all over, venomous, deadly. They go in his face. He eats a bunch of them. And then he falls back all scared, and then Stardust pins him.
And then the spiders ate his head.
And killed everyone. And then they took over the show, and then it was a spider wrestling show.
When I started thinking about Stardust's bag when he was out there, and I'm like, what the fuck is in that bag? And then I said to you as we were watching, I was just like, what if there's just like a severed hand in there?
Goldust's face.
And then I was like, what if Goldust's face is in that bag? He cut his fucking face off. So then when Stardust loses, he wants the match restarted as Goldust versus his opponent. He opens the bag and he just puts fucking Goldust's face on.
That'd be fucked up.
And then he wrestles with Goldust's moveset. Or the other thing I had, the other idea, after R-Truth opens the bag and it's spiders, every fucking person that, I almost called him Cody, every person that Stardust faces now, he should have their fear in his bag. So, and the temptation throughout the match.
That would be a great gimmick.
The temptation throughout the match is too much, and they have to look in the bag. And they see their fear in there, or whatever it is comes out, and then Stardust gets the upper hand. And the whole thing to fighting Stardust is avoiding the temptation of knowing what's in the bag.
What else? Like for other wrestlers, though, they'd have to establish their fear.
Not really.
Or they just look in it and then they're
come up with it on the
scared.
spot. Give me a wrestler and I'll book it.
Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler?
Yeah.
Failure. Like
how do you put failure in a
A
bag?
pink slip. A termination notice.
That
was easy. Give me another one.
Luke Harper.
Luke Harper. You could go either way with him, because with Luke, he could be like the 10th guy that Stardust faces. So everyone's just like, oh, dude, what is Luke afraid of? And he's so big and scary that he just like, he opens the bag and sees whatever's in there. He's just like, like nothing scares him, you know?
Yeah. See, I thought about like
he could bring out a bigger bag, like a backpack, when he
Yeah.
faces the Big Show. And Big Show opens it and El Torito comes out, because Big Show is afraid of little people.
Is he?
Yeah, big time. He's for real scared of little people.
Nigel
Bravo says, bag of glass? Nigel says, guys, what happened? I was at work. When the show archives, you can go back and watch the rest of it. We're only about halfway through right now. You know what I'm saying? So we got to pick up the speed here.
So to talk about your bag idea,
Mm-hmm.
maybe they don't even show what's in it.
Josh Spear says soap is what Luke would be afraid of.
Yeah. Like clean clothes,
Mm-hmm.
a suit.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't even see what's in it. They just look in it and then they're scared. You know.
This match didn't really do anything for me.
No, it was kind of.
It was throwaway. It was a space filler because it's a 3-hour show. I wrote down face in the bag and fuck you, stupid. But I do like
What's
if we
that
can
mean?
fuck you, stupid. Like this was stupid. Fuck you.
Oh.
But if we can get a new gimmick for Stardust here with fears in the bag, I would love it. So if that was the case, and this was like the debut of that, I'm on board. But other than that, this was totally throwaway, in my opinion.
What if he wrestled R-Truth again,
Mhm.
and inside the bag was a ladder?
That'd be funny. That'd be funny. Or R-Truth gets over his fear of spiders. Now what he knows he's afraid of, because he faced his fear when the spiders were all over him.
Now he's afraid of bags.
Yeah. Or, I like that. Or he's afraid of him being so used to spiders that he's afraid he'll become one. So he opens the bag, and it's a bunch of spiders with R-Truth faces. Oh, Nigel says, I think a bag of broken glass is pretty terrifying.
It is.
But who would be afraid of glass?
Yabo, the clown.
That's another universe entirely.
Yabo's obviously he was.
He was afraid of glass, yeah.
He would have used it if he wasn't afraid.
Marcus would have used it. Marcus Crane.
He's not afraid of glass.
Haunter Strange.
Who's afraid of glass?
Who cares? Cena has an open challenge.
Open challenge.
Against Bret fucking Hart.
Bret Favre?
No.
Oh.
And Nigel, I'm kidding and not kidding. It was not against Bret Hart, but they're in fucking Montreal. And Bret Hart's music hits, and out comes the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
Yeah.
Tell him what he said.
He started to talk about, he was saying, like, I'm here to introduce a great guy and a good pal, and then
we're a three-man band!
And
then bad haircut Slater comes out.
And I was like, you son of a bitch. You keep getting killed, and you haven't learned your lesson. And he got killed again by Bret Hart himself.
Because he's coming down the ramp, and he was just like, I'm not getting screwed out of my challenge one more time. Take this. This is your microphone. And I'm here to challenge for the United States title. And this old man is not going to... And Bret Hart just kills him. And immediately, as I was saying, that was so funny.
That was fucking funny. Because he would, like, as he was walking, he took a while to walk to the ring. And
Bret?
He was talking. No, Heath Slater.
Heath, yeah.
And as he was talking, he talked for a while. And then for him to just get bunked. That was fun. I liked it. That's the third time that's happened. They should keep that going.
That's a fun gimmick.
Every time he comes out to challenge for the belt, somebody different comes and kills him.
Next week, Stardust answers the open challenge. And John Cena needs to know what's in the bag, and he opens it, and Heath Slater comes out. And then Stardust hits him with a kick because Cena ducks. Cena hits the AA 1, 2, 3. He beats Stardust. And Heath Slater is like, fuck! I even hid in the bag so no one can screw me over.
It'd have to be a big bag.
Not really. He's a small boy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But anyways, so Heath Slater is dead again. But he'll be revived. Don't worry. Bret Hart is like, as I was saying, fuck that other guy.
Exact words.
I want to introduce a great guy named of Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
The place exploded.
This was my favorite part of Raw.
And because you were there. It was you. Burnout says Heath Slater is the Kenny of WWE. You keep killing him and he keeps coming back. I think that's a great way to put it.
That's it, yes.
It's funny as hell, but he doesn't have the other members of the three-man band now. To be like, you killed Heath, you bastards.
But no, it doesn't matter.
No, because we are the other members of the three-man band.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why people are like, he can't have three-man band music anymore. We are all the proverbial three-man band.
We're the other two. But anyways, so Sami Zayn comes out. This was my favorite part.
Hold on. Cena had a great line in his promo. First of all, the promo was great. He turned the crowd for him because everyone in Montreal fucking hated him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going around. He was just like, guy in the pink shirt, will you ever get up? Give up? Guy in the affliction shirt who's texting, will you ever give up? I didn't think so. We got a guy over here in a, what was the team name? In a whatever jersey. They left town in '96. That guy ain't giving up. And that made me fucking laugh.
Yeah, that was really good improvisation.
The other thing, and I tweeted this out, which you can read if you follow me, at IDS616 on Twitter, is when did the people saying Cena sucks or you can't wrestle go from being the smarks to the marks? And then I was like, oh, wait, there's no difference. Because if at this point, if you're saying John Cena can't wrestle or you suck, you're just you're a nothing and you're a dummy. You know what I mean? Cena is the best part of Raw every week. He's tearing it up.
Recently.
Yeah. He's tearing it up. He's having great matches with new guys every week. He's giving you exactly what you wanted. He's out of the main event scene. He's fucking ripping it up with young guys, making them all look good.
This is
Sammy debuted tonight and kicked out of Cena's finisher.
Yep.
Come the fuck on. Let's be the fuck honest.
Too bad he got buried later on.
You got blue buried.
That's great.
You know what I'm saying?
That was fantastic.
Tell me about this match. You loved it so much.
I did, and I do have stuff to say about it. It looked like Sammy's early on, he took a bump, and then he acted like he was hurt. Like he maybe dislocated his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And we were not sure if this was a work or a shoot. It seemed really legit at first.
Around Cooper says, I think Sami was legit hurt. Steve Schneider, a.k.a. Folklin, a.k.a. Yautja, thinks Sami was legitimately hurt. Said he saw a protrusion from his shoulder where it was dislocated.
I don't know if there's a protrusion, but there was something weird, like a weird lines that I didn't know if it was. I don't know. So either way, it made him look fucking awesome. If it whatever, because if it was a work, the way they stopped it to make you think it was real, you know. For him to overcome that and just be like, fuck this, still kick out of John Cena's finisher.
And he was being very active with that shoulder,
yes,
which led me to believe that it may have been a work to make him look good.
Well,
the referee threw up the X, which is the universal sign for we have a hurt guy in the ring.
Legitimate.
For real, yeah. Okay. But it would not be the first time that they've worked the smarks with throwing up the X and it's bullshit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because the people who don't know that are still going to think it still looks legit, like the doctor comes in and looks at him.
Yeah.
Like they don't normally stop matches for that. Like if a guy is fake hurt, it's just like you don't get to get a timeout because you're injured. But anyways, that one move, what's the move he does where he goes through the ropes?
For the DDT?
Yeah.
I don't think it has a name, but he dives through the ropes and does that tornado DDT on the outside.
That's so beautiful.
That's a fucking fantastic move.
It's so beautiful.
He's the only guy I've ever seen do that, which makes me think he legitimately invented it, which is amazing in this day and age to have a move.
He has a great moveset of a lot of shit that I haven't seen before. Like his submission move.
Koji Clutch has been used a lot.
Well, I'm not saying
Christopher Daniel has used it in TNA.
I'm just saying what I haven't seen, and and he makes it look good. And then his finisher. Is that his finisher? The thing where he I don't even know what it's called.
The Blue Thunder Bomb?
Yeah.
It's like a back suplex into a power bomb?
Yeah.
No.
That's not his finisher?
No.
It's just his signature?
His finisher is like a running kick in the corner. And his finisher sucks.
That thing should be his finisher.
The Blue Thunder Bomb?
Yeah.
They've kind of established it as a signature move at this point where no one ever gets pinned by it. But they can change that. It's fucking phony baloney. They can do whatever they want.
Yes, because he's...
You kind of sound like Porky Pig there. Anyway.
He's not coming up to the main roster permanently, is he? Or we don't know. Because he's
got the NXT title match against Owens in 2 weeks.
Right. So when he comes up, just make that his finisher the next time he debuts.
They can do that.
When
they can do whatever
wins,
the fuck they want. They can make the Koji Clutches move.
The first time he wins, make that power bomb his finisher. That's what I think. I think that's flashy enough. It's impactful enough.
Why don't we give you the book?
That's all I got.
Burnout Inc. says, I seriously thought his shoulder was dislocated and that he was going to have the ref hold his arm so he could put it back in place like Mel Gibson and Lethal Weapon 2.
I was
threading the needle DDT. Thank you, Steve.
Thanks. I was legitimately worried though. That would have sucked big time. Although a dislocated shoulder, I guess, isn't the most serious of injuries, but it can be. You know.
This match was a little sloppy.
It was.
I was very happy to see this match was happening, but they fucked up a couple spots. The injury, if it was legit or whatever, who cares? But John Cena going for the AA, and he throws him up, and Sami Zayn lands right on his fucking ass. And I've seen other people do this too. Punk fucked it up. He landed right on his butt. The only guy who I've ever seen pull off the landing on the feet is Seth Rollins.
I don't get how you
because he's a fucking freak. He's a goddamn freak.
I don't even know. The physics defy my imagination.
So I think Seth only should do that spot. Because the way Cena threw him and he lands right on his fucking ass, he should have sold that like he ate the move.
Yeah.
He just got the fuck up like nothing happened.
Yeah.
Which I would not be surprised if Cena backstage was like, we shouldn't have done that.
Right.
Because now my move looks like fucking nothing. Because what was the difference from you landing on your ass to you landing on your back, really?
His butt is stronger.
I don't know about that.
What was this? Was this the match? It might have been the Ambrose Rollins match where somebody he went up and kicked him in the face, and then Booker was like, he ate that right to the temple. And
that was the Seth match, and he was like, I don't know if we got all of it there, Booker. And then JBL tried to cover it too. There was also a sign earlier tonight that I saw. It was like Super Brawl Saturday with a question mark, which we've totally abandoned sign of the week as a piece of this show.
Yeah.
But that was sign of the week. I liked it. You know what I'm saying? This was a great moment for Sami.
Love seeing him.
He lost, but he looked great losing. This was
fucking
what a fucking rub. Your debut for all intents and purposes, because he had a match months ago. But for Bret Hart to come out and say this guy is a motherfucker, like give him a round of applause. That's how you bring someone up.
What was his match before?
I think he and Neville had a match, or it was he and Neville versus Breeze and someone. It was a long time ago on Raw.
Oh.
And it was just like let's show off NXT.
So, but it was all NXT guys.
Yeah, and it was a fucking great match. It was the best match in a long time on Raw. So we got the tag match now. We got King Barrett and Shaming versus Zingle.
Oh, there was a couple of
and Amdibin Nangle. Oh, was it?
Just skip.
Let's
well,
do it
there was the New Day backstage, and they were just bragging about their titles. Fucking funny. I love those guys. And then the Bellas came out. I don't know who they were supposed to have a match against. And then Naomi and that other girl came out and killed them.
Okay.
And that's it. So I guess
I'm glad we're caught up. Tell me about the tag match.
It was King Barrett and Sheamus versus Ziggler and Adrian Neville.
Yeah.
I like calling him Adrian Neville. I don't like this thing where they get rid of their first names.
Yeah, it's just something they do.
It's just stupid. Like, people are going to call him Neville, but why doesn't he have a first name?
Steve Schneider, a.k.a. Yautja, a.k.a. Fokelin, says that Sami threw his shoulder out when he was celebrating on the steps. So you talk about this. I'm going to find the actual spot, and we'll see if he is correct.
Before the match? Or
I don't know. Talk about the tag match.
So Barrett comes out, and he's the king. He's now the King Barrett. I think he was the right choice to win that title. I think he has the perfect personality and charisma to be the
Steve
king.
is totally right. He threw his shoulder right out of the fucking socket
before it started.
Yeah. I'll show you, and then we will quickly show the Dan so we don't get a copyright strike. Watch. See that?
Oh yeah.
And then he tries to put it back in real quick.
Dude, what the fuck?
So Dan if you missed it, here he is. Watch Sami celebrate on the steps. You can see right when he throws it out, it flops backwards like a noodle. It was right there. I don't know if you can see it very clearly.
Dude, what a fucking thing. On your debut?
Yeah.
That shit happens?
It could have been way worse. He's so fucking tough that he fought through it. So I guess Steve was right.
He's definitely right. It was legit. That was definitely fucking legit. Oh my god, but either way, it worked out because it made him look like a fucking champ.
It really did. Who knows how limited that match was, though, because of that. Like, stuff they may have wanted to do. So, we got...
but still, it was still fantastic.
We got to get quick here.
Yeah. So...
Barrett, Sheamus, Neville, Ziggler, tag match. Here we go. Bam.
It was fine. It was a pretty quick match.
Yeah.
It wasn't... I don't know. I don't think it was anything that fantastic.
No, honestly, I don't remember a goddamn thing about this match. I don't even remember who won.
Barrett pinned Neville, I believe.
Oh, yeah, because he hit him with the thing. Yeah. So something's going to happen at the pay-per-view.
Yeah, they're definitely there's definitely a rivalry between like Ziggler and Sheamus and then Neville.
Yeah.
And
this was just to keep that going.
Yeah.
We still haven't heard anything about Daniel Bryan. Where the fuck is he? Where the fuck is the Intercontinental title? Like, we've got this focus on the U.S. title, and we're making it look great, and the Intercontinental title is just doing nothing because he's hurt again.
The fact that they haven't stripped him of it or aren't talking about it,
it's a worse sign to me. The fact that they haven't said anything to me means they don't know what the problem is.
Yeah,
because they're usually very public about, like, oh, he has a concussion.
Right.
Like, he'll be back when he's better. He dislocated his shoulder. He'll be back in a week. You know?
The fact that they haven't mentioned it at all is worrisome. That they haven't even talked about it.
Speedy recovery of Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. I don't know. It sucks.
It does.
It's
time for the main event. You know what I'm saying? Orton versus Sheamus. We are treated. We got the perfect piece of the puzzle to finish Raw tonight, which is Jamie Noble doing guest ring announcing bringing everyone in. Fucking Joey Mercury, Kane, Seth Rollins. He introduces himself.
Stand on the fucking announcer's table.
Undoubtedly the best part of Raw. I fucking loved it. Standing on the table.
Third time we've said that.
Standing on the table, just yelling at everyone. You know?
Yeah.
I loved it. This
fun.
match didn't have a whole lot to it, just like the other ones. Like the best matches of the night we've already talked about.
It just the most thing of significance that came out of it.
Mm-hmm.
They started wrestling and then it turned into a brawl. All the security came, J&J security came, and then Dean Ambrose came. It just turned into a big old fucking brawl.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
Steve says Daniel Bryan removed from all shows until at least June. Josh says June, guys, June. Christian says Sean Z. Vuent says he's retiring. I don't know who the fuck that is. Who knows, though? With as fucked up as he's been, who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah.
He may have to retire. He may not have a choice. You know what I'm saying? It might be the Corey Graves situation.
That'd be fucked, but you never know.
This was a really good show. I had a good time with this show.
Best show in a long time.
I definitely agree.
Since the WrestleMania, post-WrestleMania Raw.
I don't think I can argue with that. Dean versus Seth was a fucking treat, and I loved it. Sami versus John was a fucking treat, and I loved it.
Jamie Noble on the table.
Mm-hmm. Can you not fart while we're live?
What are you talking about?
You're farting farts.
You're a goddamn liar.
You're a goddamn farting piece of shit. Where can Dan follow you on Twitter?
At @utters_616.
Where can they follow me?
At IDS616.
We do Let's Plays on this channel every Friday. We play your favorite games. You should check it out. Leave a comment. We've got like 7 of them at this point. Go fucking relive them all. They're fantastic. We do the 616 Entertainment Podcast every Wednesday. This week's show features Steve Schneider as a guest. It features Nigel Bravo. Features Nigel Bravo as a guest. It features Brett Wells, a.k.a. Beard Wells, as a guest. Features Chris Castro, Big C, as a guest. It's a stacked fucking show.
David Liebehart.
Spoilers! I call Tim and Eric Awesome Shows David Liebehart on the air. He hangs up on me and then calls me back from his house number and tells me to then call him back on his house number. It's a fantastic thing. #Model Trains. We do this show every Monday. Like, share this video, subscribe to the channel so you can be with us every Monday for this. You know what I'm saying? It's time to hit him with the official outro. Dan Nans, we love you guys. Thank you for being here.
Do it to it, Lars.
Closer.